Many believe that introverts are stuck up, that they're antisocial and want to be left alone. Many others believe that introverts can be fixed and become extroverts. But I'm guessing that many people don't even know what an introvert is. However, that should be fixed by the end of this. You may be wondering what I'm talking about, but I'm not here for no reason. I'm here because this is my passion. A passion for being treated equally, and where better a place to start with than what affects you. I am a loud and proud introvert. Yeah. But seriously, I am. And because of that, this is probably one of the most ironic things I've done. I'm here telling people about how I don't want to be here, and that's my passion. It probably doesn't sound like much, but presenting anything to more than one or two people makes me nervous. But we're expected to do it at school regularly. This brings me to my first point. School is created for extroverts. We're expected to walk from class to class through loud, crowded halls. Even just look at the classroom. We're expected to share desk groups where we're expected to share and talk about everything. There's no such thing as personal space, and when you really don't want to talk to anyone, that's all anyone wants to do. One more point to prove this is that when teachers usually describe the perfect student, they would describe it as an extrovert. This is why the school day is scheduled, so that students are constantly hopping from class to class, subject to subject, to keep up with the large social requirements of extroverts. Usually this means I get really, really tired by the end of the day, and I just don't want to do anything. That's why I say I'm such a bad procrastinator, but it means I'd rather do math homework than go to a sleepover. I'd rather write an essay than go to a party. But the whole reason I'm doing this is because I know someone out there will be able to relate. I want people, all introverts, to feel comfortable in their own skin. It used to be thought that introverts were maybe about a third of the population, but more recently it was proven that we're more of a half. So it's more of an even split. We're not the minority. If you know the feeling of what I was talking about, it means you're probably an introvert too, maybe even an ambivert, which means that you're an even split between introvert and extrovert. Get the best of both worlds. Awesome. But if you dread school, you're not the problem. It's more likely that school simply needs to understand that you need solitude sometimes. This brings me to my second point. There needs to be a change. This may sound like a lot to ask, but there are little things teachers can do to make a difference. Things like having more independent work and fewer presentations. These two things are, in my opinion, are some of the biggest culprits of just everything. Because, in my experience, they make a huge difference. I usually end up liking the more independent classes, like math and science, ones where we don't present as often. I know, I'm a nerd, you don't have to tell me, but aren't quiet people supposed to be the smart ones? Well, yes, no, maybe. The truth about it is we just think about things more. We think about every action we do and word we say, because we know what happens when we don't. Also, it's just how we are. That's my next point. We can't be changed. Just like we can't control things like our natural hair color, eye color, or even what gender we are, being an introvert is something that can't be changed and shouldn't be. It's not to be shamed, and if anything, you shouldn't attempt to change it about yourself. It's something that just happens, something we can't control. And that's a good thing. You don't need to change yourself for anyone. And if they have a problem with that, they can go judge themselves because it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect you, and it doesn't have to. I would honestly rather live in a place where everyone was appreciated for their differences to the world we have to live in. But then again, I don't have that choice. Now, I know that you're probably zoned out and aren't really paying attention to anything I'm saying, but I'd like you to leave you with one thing. Change doesn't come easily for everyone. And if you want to do something, you have to do it. Because there's no guarantee that it'll happen unless you do it yourself. Thank you.